I wanted to make a video about my 10-day watermelon feast that I just did. I've been asked quite a few questions by a lot of people, and I just wanted to kind of go over it. I've done many watermelon fasts. I've done a 40-day, 20-day, quite a few 5 and 10 days. But just recently, I needed a little reset. So I've been raw vegan for 2.5 years, a lot of mono feasting, and I just wanted to do a reset to kind of get back into all fruit. And I wasn't really being thankful to go into all fruit. So I knew for me, it works best if I go mono fruit. Mono fruit simplifies everything for me. It just makes it simple. I know exactly what I'm having for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and I usually just mono fruit whatever is in season. So when I saw the seeded, or yes, the seeded big watermelons coming into the store, I just knew that was what I was aiming for and wanting to go for. So I was able to probably buy about, I don't know, 3 to 4 giant, huge seeded watermelons. Every time I went a couple times a week to the store through my 10 days. And for the most part, I would say 3 out of the 4 would be great. And then there'd always be one that was not sweet. So I found myself juicing it, which is just to not waste it, right? Always using, I, I didn't get organic, so I would peel the green part out, but leave the really thick white rind, and I would juice all of that because there's a lot of amino acids and vitamins and a whole bunch of stuff in there that is really beneficial. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over and tell you. I've got a little notebook here I was taking notes on the whole fast. And the first 3 days, the first day is kind of like one of those things where you just don't even notice. You're just eating till you're full. You're just going for it. One of the things I have learned over the past is to stop eating after 8:30 because you don't want to pee all night. And you will get up and pee 2 or 3 times a night if you eat late. So I just really wanted good sleep. So I started implementing the do not eat after 8:30. I think I missed a couple nights in there because we were eating late as a family, or just really busy around the dinner hour. So I was hungry when I got back. So I did end up waking up and peeing one time in the middle of the night on a couple nights and lost some sleep. But for the most part, that's just, how it goes. So, um, yeah, but day 1 through 3, I was pretty much, um, just kind of going through the motions. I wouldn't eat dinner with the family on day 2 or 3 because I was having a rough night. Just adjusting to mono mealing is not super exciting, to the body. It's not stimulating. It doesn't feel fun, per se. And so it's like you're just really just giving it what it needs, but it's not emotionally exciting. So you kind of go through that shift of, I'm just doing this fasting type of thing. And, it becomes really spiritual feeling to the fact that you're really aware of, what God is laying on your heart at the time, also what he's saying to you, because you're quiet. You're not focused all the time on what am I going to eat next? What am I making for dinner? What am I doing? You already know. That's just very simple. And it's also, um, really, I don't know, you really, really start feeling a lot of things that you probably were hiding with, going towards all of your desires. So you're totally cutting out all the desire part of it for yourself and saying, I'm desiring to do this, or I want something sweetie. I want something snacky, salty, crunchy. You can't fulfill those on a monomeal fast. What you're doing is literally fasting from all of those feelings. And all the true feelings are very, very, very apparent. So if you're dealing with anything, it's going to come up. You're going to be able to work through it. in a good way if you can quiet yourself, pull yourself away, and allow for your body and your mind to work through those things. So the first day um, was easy. Day 2 and 3 was a lot of that. So then day 4 and 5 got much easier. And I do believe there's something to it, because as the watermelon moves through your system, it showed itself on my eliminations on the afternoon of day 3. And it was kind of like everything calmed down after that in the way of like emotional feelings. So I don't know. I don't know if that really has to do with like the old getting out and then the new coming in, and simplicity just being there for the body, making it allow it to do other things. But something I did notice that was on day 4, I saw a lot of mucus in my eyes. Like I would wake up with my eyes matted shut, and I would do like a rinse with the eye cup. I would just do like distilled water. A couple days I used some herb tea that I've used before in the past, and clear it out. But every single morning from day 4 to day 10, I was getting like matted eyes, which was really good for like the congestion, the head pressure I've been dealing with in my life. So, all right. So about every 2 days, I saw myself kind of go through this roller coaster of detox. I would have amazing feeling days, but it would be followed by a tired day, and I would be eating the same amount, um, completely full and satiated with my food, um, but I would feel like a tiredness come over the body. And I knew from last mono feasting and different fasts that I've done that it's just the body clearing old waste. So I would rest. Some days I took a 2 or 3 hour nap when I was feeling that way, and it was like the best feeling ever to wake up. I felt so good afterwards, like so energized afterwards. Other days I had pressure headache at the base of my skull, my head here, and the top of my head. So I put ice back here in the evenings, and I'd go to bed not feeling well. And I would say as the 10 days went on, that gap just got a little bit further apart. So every 2 nights it started happening. And every single morning after those pressure headaches and that tired day, I would have a bowel movement that had such a release that was amazing. It was very disgusting. I usually don't have very much stink anymore, but on this watermelon cleanse, my husband's like, "Are you wearing deodorant anymore?" And I'm like, "Honey, I've not worn deodorant in 2.5 years. So I don't wear anything." But my body was kicking up the old and expelling it, and it was rank. So on the days that I had those eliminations, I felt so much energy. I felt it go up a notch, up a notch, up a notch, up a notch. And it just kept going and going. So by the last 2 or 3 days, I was feeling like running and skipping. And oh my gosh, I just felt like doing so many things. So I got to get back to my notes here. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Oh, day 6. This is a note to notice. I just really thought this was interesting. Okay, so a lot of information that might be too much for some people. But on day 6, evening was a really tough headache. I'm just going to read it. I iced and heat rotated to loosen up the lymphatic in the neck. The next morning, my bathroom release smelled like chicken salad. Oh my goodness. It wasn't stinky. It just smelled like chicken salad, you guys. Oh my gosh. I have not had chicken salad since 2022. I was blown away by this. I smelled mayonnaise and chicken salad. And I was like, and here I'm half asleep. Okay. when you're going to the bathroom in the morning. It's not like you're like analyzing everything or whatever. I was blown away by it because I said, oh my gosh, I felt the worst I'd felt last night. And now I'm having this release. Like my body is really digging deep. So I was so excited. So, okay, let's see. Oh, day 9. I had, this was kind of fun. I got to travel with my watermelon to a wedding. We had a wedding that evening, and I just took 2 quart-sized jars and filled them up, and I put them in my big purse with my coconut water. And it was fun. It was fun going on a little adventure with the watermelon. Now I travel with the watermelon everywhere. Whenever I'm on a mono cleanse, I never go anywhere without my fruit. I always plan a meal on the way out the door, and a meal on the way home, and a meal probably while I'm there. I never leave empty-handed, because you want to set yourself up. I mean, even if you don't eat it, it's totally fine, but you have it. You're not without it, and that's really important to know. But I mean, the grocery stores, they have watermelon cut up, but it's going to be mushy and gross. So you could always rely on that in emergency. So let's see. Oh, day 10. All right. So I really noticed day 10, I shifted. And I had planned about 2 weeks as an idea. I didn't have a set time for the watermelon cleanse this time around. I really knew that watermelon's just getting started here in Michigan. It's not extremely sweet yet, so it's getting started. And I really want to do a little bit longer one later in the summer. But this one was just to get me excited for all fruit again. So day 10, I did notice I was really restless and unsatisfied with my melon. And it wasn't that I wasn't eating good melon at the time. Something just shifted not in my heart, but just inside. And I just became unsatisfied with it. So I just decided that the next day I would be done. So let's see. It's just, maybe it was I had many bad melons. I can't remember, but I knew I would be done. I wanted to switch into all fruit, because I'm going to be doing that for quite a few months. So all fruit, yeah. I know that's kind of strange to some people, but it's really working for me. Another thing that I did during this watermelon cleanse is I tested my blood sugar. I tested it one morning on a fasted blood sugar. It was great. It was like 80, it was like 90 or 89 or something like that. And then another time in that same day, I tested after I ate watermelon, in between, like a couple hours later, and I tested it, and it was, I want to say, I didn't write that down because it was such a good number. It was more like, I don't know, it was very normal range. And I was like, good, okay. And I was only doing that for purposes of documentation. Even though I didn't write it down here in these notes, I got to get it transferred over. But I just remember like thinking, okay, that's good to know, right? So, all right. So I had a couple questions people were asking me. Let's see. Oh, how much was I eating? Okay. So one of those giant, huge seedless watermelons, the big guys here, I can't do it that way, but this way. I was eating one of those a day. And I just know that because this is the routine I got into. I would cut one end off with a big old chunk about that much. I'd turn it on its side, put it in a cooler or the fridge. The other end, I would do the same thing, chunk it, turn it sideways, put it in the cooler or the fridge to go. And the middle, I would then chop that up and put it in a container. And it usually filled up like 4 of those giant Pyrex glass square dishes. And I would just utilize that throughout the whole day. And if I needed more than that, I always had juice on in the door of my refrigerator. Sometimes I would start my morning with juice, or sometimes I would just go out the door with it, and I just had it. I was going to go back to what I had in my juice. I did do lemon, lime, and mint intermittently in there with my juice. So Anytime I juiced, I would just decide, do I want lime this time or do I want lemon? A lot of times I would just squeeze lemon or lime over top of my watermelon. That's just what I've always done, and I really enjoy. So, oh, let's see what else. Oh, yes, I really enjoyed eating. Okay, so when you're on a mono cleanse, a watermelon mono cleanse, you're gonna find that sweet is just not always your thing. You're gonna want something either a little savory or a little bit lighter or a little bit different. So I always include the rind, like not the green part because it's not the organic, and I know it's been sprayed heavily, but the green thick white rind part, I always include that in my meals. So okay, so what I won't do next time, my next watermelon one coming up, I'm not going to do watermelon juice. I'm just going to eat the watermelon because I did realize that it was causing my head pressures. Like everything was too intense with it. So I think just eating it for me next time would be better. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to wait for the sweet ones to come in to do my next stint. All right, so what benefits? Oh my goodness, my smell heightened. I don't know if that was a benefit or not. It was a curse. I was smelling everything from all the beautiful pineapples coming through the store to all the flowers, which was wonderful. But I was also smelling people's bad breath more, and like our car. I got out of the car after it going on a trip, and I'm like, something's wrong with the car, and I'm smelling like the engine smells hot, and I just was oversensitized to smell, like, oh my goodness, over the top. Maybe like how much my dog is. My dog, maybe not that much, but she's got a really good nose. So I was thinking, like, holy cow, I've never smelled so many things. It was good and it was bad. My eyesight was clear. My vision didn't change, like, how well I saw, but the clarity from which I saw is crystal clear right now. And I really love that. So I'm not waking up with too much goo in my eyes anymore. I'm doing, the little eye cup, washing out my eyes when I do get the goo, because oh my goodness, it is nasty and it's burning and it's the acids coming out. So I got to get those out. I had so much energy. I had so much energy on my days, like I talked about, just wanting to go for hikes, wanting to go for runs. And then on the days that I was low and the body was cleaning heavily, I just listened and I rested and I light walked, or I just did, whatever I felt like I could, and the rest of the time I rested. So, oh, let's see. Oh, my breathing got better. So I did feel like anytime I had that juice, my ears just filled up, my pressure in my head filled up. So I'll be interested to see and do a test next time and do the mono cleanse without the juice and see how that works, and just let the body do it and not press it so heavily. My push-ups and pull-ups and my pull-up bar improved, and I have been doing them to complete fail, but I saw like a gain over that watermelon cleanse that I had not seen in a while. So I'm really excited about that because I'm going to continue that all summer. So yeah, I'm really excited. I would like to talk about my weight and my body fat as well. So I have a smart scale. And so I started at, well, I don't think I need to share my weight because I think that's personal. But if you guys really want to know, I don't know. I'll tell you. I don't care. But I lost 4 pounds. That's what it figured out to be. I thought it was 2 at first, and then I refigured it, and it was 4. So 4 pounds in 10 days. And honestly, I believe that it changed me by 1 pant size, which was really nice because I felt like I was in my fat pants before, which, That's just meaning that I have a couple different size pants. And most of them I can wear now, which is really great. My body fat changed from 21.5% to 20%. No, I'm sorry. I have it written down. 19.8%. So, yes, it went down a couple points, which was pretty great. My visceral fat, this is super fun. In 10 days, my visceral fat went from 3 to 1. So, woohoo! I'm so excited. My body water came up a full number. So it was 53.9 and it came up to 54.9. And my protein increased. I just have it written down that it increased. It was 18.6 and it increased. I don't have no idea how much. So everybody's wondering, where do you get your protein? I'm like, well, I get it from my amino acids. I get it from my fruit. I get it from my greens usually. But yes, your body makes your protein. So it makes it from the amino acids that you give it. And if you're eating processed food, you're getting the protein that they give you. I don't know where they get their protein, so I don't know. Yes. I mean, everybody always says, well, if you don't eat meat, then where do you get your protein? Well, I get mine from my fruits and veggies. And it's going up all the time. So, all right, that was it. I'm so excited to share that with you. I hope that you will go on one. Don't be scared to go on one. Just try it if you want, even for 24 hours. How about 5 days? How about 2 days? I dove in when I did my mono cleanses, and it was so freeing to just not have to think about making food or doing food. I did it, I think one of my first ones was even over a camping trip. I brought grapes for 2 days, and that's all I had. So it was fun. So try it. Bye.